Welcome to the latest installment of Grind Time. My name's Darren Myers, and today we're going to take a departure from what we would normally do, which is talk about grinder pumps specifically, and we're going to talk about another aspect of a good professional application, and that's the control panels. For those of you who have been watching the Grind Time videos, you're already well aware that the Shark grinder pumps are some of the best in the industry. There is very little that you can throw into the water that a Shark pump cannot handle. And they deserve a control panel that works equally hard. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Pivot Pro and the Pivot Pro Plus control panels today. These panels have some tremendous features that are really advantageous when you get out and you start to use them. Chief among them, I think, is the screen. The screen on the Pivot Pro series will tell you very clearly whatever alarms this panel might be detecting at any given time. And that's really important because these control panels monitor for a lot of alarm conditions or a lot of potentially problematic conditions that other panels in the industry simply don't touch. And so being able to very quickly open up the panel box, look at the screen, and know where you stand with an alarm is really, really quite valuable. If you happen to need seal fails and thermal monitoring circuit for your pump, it's already in these panels. If you don't need it, you don't have to use it. But if you want it, it's already there. Nothing extra to order. If you're interested in knowing at any given time what your float status is, the bracket on the front of the control panel has LEDs for each of the floats, and it will tell you at any given time what those floats are doing. Do you need remote monitoring? All Pivot Pro series panels come out of the box with the ability to easily interface with one of our Wi-Fi gateways. And that Wi-Fi gateway is your bridge to the Zoeller Z-Control cloud system. Through that cloud system, either online or through the app, you can get notifications about any alarms that might be happening and general status updates about what's going on. You can check alarm conditions, you can check pump run status, and any number of other things. There's quite a catalog of material that gets logged in the cloud when you have these panels hooked up with the gateway. A very convenient feature for any service provider to have. And all of that is really just the tip of the iceberg. These control panels provide the best and most advanced warning of potential problems of any control panel on the market. So what problems might I be talking about? We'll start with floats. And I'm a big proponent of floats. We've used floats for a long time. But anybody that's been in the industry and worked in applications for any length of time knows that if you have a problem with a system, the first place to look is the floats. There are just a lot of things that can go wrong. Cords can get nicked, water can get inside, floats can get hung up, they can get installed inappropriately right from the get-go. And so these panels have been designed to closely monitor those floats. If floats come up out of order, these panels recognize that, and not only will they sound an alarm, but they will also indicate which float is problematic, and they'll take evasive maneuvers. The goal is always to keep the water level in your pit in a safe level. We don't want to let that come up to where it becomes an emergency situation or potentially overflows. And so these panels will change their operation in order to keep that water level where it needs to be and avoid relying on a float that it believes to be unreliable. There's another situation that occurs from time to time, which is a service provider may come, do maintenance on a system, and when they leave, they forget to put these systems back into auto mode. If that happens, after a few hours, these systems will alert and indicate that there's a problem, that these have been left in a service off position. And the benefit of that is, if you didn't have that, in most panels, you're not gonna know that anything is wrong until that water builds all the way up and hits a high water alarm. And in that situation, it becomes an emergency, and now it's all hands on deck. You have to rush out and take care of that situation immediately. So this gives you advance warning and helps you to take care of those situations before they become true emergencies. Another thing that these monitor for are particularly long pump cycles. And this is a settable feature. Almost all of the features that are in these panels are adjustable. You can adjust them in the field. You can set timers to be longer if necessary or shorter if you'd like. But if a pump starts running and runs for too long of a cycle, it will sound an alarm and let you know that something is behaving differently. And that's often the key to intercepting a small problem before it becomes a very big problem. If an overload trips or a motor contactor becomes erratic, these control panels monitor for that, and they will let you know that something is wrong so that you can take care of it before, again, it becomes an emergency. So the goal in all of these features is to provide the best toolbox in the industry. We want our owners and service providers to have everything at their disposal to be able to take care of their systems, keep everybody safe. If you happen to have a reversing grinder panel, like this Pivot Pro Plus here, there's some added features. Grinders from Zoeller come in different forms. Some are single directional, some are multi-directional. It's important to note too that all Zoeller reversing grinders are truly reversing grinders. They don't simply bump backwards. They're designed to pump equally whether they're flowing clockwise or counterclockwise. And that makes our products truly unique in the marketplace. These panels will reverse that grinder pump with every cycle. So the pump will run forward. On the next cycle that it's called to run, it will run in reverse. That gives the pump the ability to shed any material that comes up. Again, if you're a regular viewer to this series, you're well aware of that. The additional feature, the new feature that we've added into these panels is what we call a mid-cycle reverse. And so if a given cycle is taking too long, there's a setting in here. We have it for 15 minutes as a default, but that's adjustable. If that pump cycle runs over 15 minutes, the panel will stop the pump and send it into reverse. The idea being, if that pump is pumping slower, it's possible there's an obstruction on the exterior of that pump that's causing that water to flow a little more slowly. So that just helps clear jams and ensures that your systems just keep on grinding. If you need any more information about our Pivot Pro Series control panels, visit our Pivot playlist on the YouTube channel, or you can visit ZoellerPumps.com. Thank you for tuning in today.